All right, and hello, welcome to my project on, well, spin-off titles that I really like. Honestly, I don't really think I want to keep up your time with all the spin-off titles that I really like, so I'm just going to talk about one example and why I think I like it so much. Halo Wars is a title that I think deserves probably my favorite spin-off title because of what it does uniquely. It is the first Halo game in the franchise to not be a first-person shooter. You're not the center of some huge galactic war. You are not one person. You are an eyes-in-the-sky role, and you are kind of provisioning over all these other units in the game. It's a real-time strategy game, which, one, you didn't see a lot of at the time, and two, was a completely new and risky direction for Halo. And for such a successful franchise, I'm actually really surprised that deciding to break the formula is what encapsulated so many people into this game. It throws you into a smaller role in the story, and I think more people liked that. It was a unique take on the story. And, I mean, not a lot of people do that now. But, with that out of the way, what kind of makes a spin-off? So to start, a spin-off title doesn't always have to break the formula, but it does in some minor way. Not always in a huge way, like changing the format from first person to, almost a spectating watching role. But usually you follow like a side character, or you follow a side tangent of the story. It is, in gist, a breakaway from what you're used to. You're not following the same people anymore. Or it's more disconnected, I'll say. It is a company's way of branching out and trying something new, seeing if something new can still capture people's interest. They did this with ODST, and they did this with Halo Wars. Halo Wars, I think I prefer a little bit more. What they did with ODST wasn't as risky because, they kept it to the first-person perspective, and they just copy-pasted Halo 3's engine with a minor tweak here or two. Made you play as a different person, introduced some new characters, sure, but the gameplay wasn't all that different. And they experimented a little bit here. I like that. Usually, spin-offs here, they don't cost as much money. A lot of investors and a lot of the people actually working at these companies are going to be shy from breaking that formula for money reasons. They have something that works, they have something that gets money, but they know people will get tired of it eventually. So, while they're working on their next mainline game, they'll chuck out a couple smaller titles, and those titles will have less funding, but they will be completely unique experiences. At least most of the time. Some, better examples of what I think spin-offs are is, like, say, everyone knows Batman, everyone knows the Justice League, but what about Teen Titans? I feel like everyone knows Teen Titans. Most people do, from the more recent show, but that wasn't as good. That's kind of like Robin getting his own spin-off there. He's the leader of his little mini Justice League, if that makes sense. It's not the best example, but I think it does the job. Now, Halo Wars here doesn't follow any specific character, but rather a set of characters. It kind of builds its own universe. And the nice thing about spin-offs is, sometimes you lose a bit of your main audience. It's a way for audience members who are more familiar with other settings to get into your mainline thing. So they say, oh wow, Halo Wars, that was a great game. I love RTS games. I want to learn more about the universe, so maybe I'll play a mainline game like Halo. Maybe I'll try out one of the other spin-offs and see if I like that. That's how you get people hooked on it. you're bringing in new audience members. And most people who are already hooked on the mainline games shouldn't be that worried about spin-offs. And, if they don't like it, they're just not going to play it. And, some might not be interested in it, but you're still cultivating an audience from somewhere. And in the best case scenario, you wind up bringing even more people from all over to enjoy it. Now I want to hear a little bit about your thoughts on spin-offs. What are some of your favorites? Let me know.